And hello, howdy, and welcome. As you see, it's the three of us, me, myself, and I. Dad is still en route. His mobility scooter is not quite as fast as he expected it to be. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look at a video that he released this morning about a mobility scooter he's reviewing. But howdy, grumpy vlogger. Eat more possum and drone delirium. Thank you all for stopping by, stopping in. Grumpy Vlogger, of course, I know was his first. That's about the only time in his life he was first for anything, but we'll go with that. You can't be too harsh on them Air Force folks. So, yeah, it's been a week of the big nothing. Where we're expecting the Action 5 already too. The Neo never materialized. The Action 5 never materialized. Somebody's saying the Neo's going to be on the 28th, but I think there's one or two things. Either a bunch of their stuff got hung up in customs and they didn't get the product over here in time, or worst case scenario, there's a software glitch of some type that they have to fix before they can release the product. So, I mean, it's anybody's guess. It could be even way simpler than that we're not thinking of, or we're just overcomplicating stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I've got the Action 2. I don't have the 3, but I've got the Action 2 2.1 or whatever, the Action 2 V2, the 128 gig. That I do have. And for what I need, is that camera is ideal. I don't fly with GoPros. I don't want to fly with GoPros. Oh, Scott. Howdy, fella. Jack Rabbit FPV, aka Scott, for those that don't know. Yeah, Brant and Scott made it up to Minefield up in Brownsville, Tennessee this weekend. I saw a couple of lives coming out of there. Brant had a Minefield. It's on the menu, and I actually had plans of going one year, and I had a cancel that on the last minute, so to speak. So it's been. I do want to go. I want to make it a long weekend, and swing through Memphis on the way. And how was that one the best one? Because I wasn't there. It can't be the best one. I wasn't there. So. Yeah, that's what I use the Action 2 for, is playing on the FPV quad. I try not to, and matter of fact, since I built this little gem, this has now 4K recording built into it. So we'll see how this works. And I've got another quad that I need to fly. That's something else I just recently built. The This one is a 3-inch. This is a 3-inch. And then the new one I built, this one is a 4-inch. Yeah, I guess we can do it side by side. So we got the 3-inch right here and the 4-inch. My Beetle. The Beetle that started it all. Yeah. Now I've built this little gem. This is the Flyfish RC Atlas 4-inch. I've got 1804 motors on it. 1804. What is this? 2400. 2400 kV. I've got a Holy Bro Quadcopter flight controller that I'm going to get into here in a minute. It's on Walksnail on a V3 BTX. Right now, I've got an old camera on there on the front, but that is going to be replaced by a Nano V3 camera. And the reason I'm replacing that, let's see if we can focus in on that. You see how the camera still sticks out? Now there is a second set of screw holes back here to screw the camera to, but the screw holes are so far down that there is no clearance at the bottom to get the camera in. They completely screwed us up. I was so excited when I saw these extra mounting screws because I thought I can squeeze a HD Pro camera in here, but that's not going to happen because it just doesn't fit. So I had a couple of oopsies on this build, and it's been, I've got the ELRS antenna at the bottom. Receiver is kind of plastered on top of the flight controller there. And these are T-motor motors, so these are, these are good motors. And the whole thing with battery, all that weighed 247 grams. And that is with these guys, the 550 mAh 6S battery. The 550 6S has about the same amount of energy as an 850 4S battery. So I don't know what flight times on that thing's going to be yet because I haven't even flown it yet. I just literally just screwed it together. It is configured, so we've got it. I've got it all in beta flight. And Holy Bro Quadcopter flight controller that I ended up getting, I kind of regret buying it. And I will show you why. Where is it? Where is the share screen? There's a share screen. Share that. All right. So make it even bigger. There we go. These pads for the ESCs for the motors are tiny. Probably some of the smallest ESC pads I've seen. These little pads here for, looky who's here. Howdy, feller.
Hey, you doing? How you doing?
I'm going into a little bit of a rant over this Holy Bro Quadcopter flight controller.
Piece of crap.
So, they like I said, the ESC pads are tiny. The smallest ESC pads I've seen in a while. And the UART pads are even tinier. I mean, this was a bear. And because, we couldn't have it easy and have all of our UARTs on top. No, they put half of them on the bottom. So you're like, if you were to use GPS, you need to solder this thing up before you ever mount this flight controller. These pads up here is for remote USB port, which that's great. You got a plug here for DJI. That's great. And then here's another UART hidden in here that you can hardly get to. I mean,
How you get those little inside ones, and you get the wire sticking over the top.
It'd be underneath. So you really have to solder all these wires on before you ever mount the blessed flight controller. And then they say there's 5 UARTs on there. I cannot find the 5th UART. I cannot find it. Let's see. They have there's the dimensions. There's the weight. Yeah, they don't show there's a wiring diagram here somewhere. So you got the receiver. That's TX1 on here. That is all camera stuff. So ground 10-volt VTX and cam. That's the only UART on top is this one right here. And then you got TX2 and the O3 air unit plug. UR3 I can't find, and 4 and RX4 for GPS are on the underside. And then you've got this set of LTX and LRX, which I'm guessing is about the equivalent to soft serial. So soft serial is not really ideal for UART either. So you've got 3 UARTs, a soft serial, and then this thing right here. But by no means there's 5 UARTs on this thing. It's a
liars. They're lying.
Yeah. Well, it is a G4 processor, which is slightly different. Reason I went was this has a 3 amp 5 volt back, has a 2.5 amp 10 volt back on it, and it is the ESC runs on AM32. Is whatever you do not buy a stick with BL-Heli32 on it. BL-Heli32 is gone. They shut down shop and they shut down their database. You cannot even update your BL-Heli32s. And the only way you can switch over to AM32 is you have to jump through some serious hoops to get there. Bartwell released a video on it. How you have to get a special connector and find little pads on the flight controller to hook into. Let's see, do we even have these on this one?
Yeah, this configurator has AM32 and BLES.
Yeah, you can't even get to those little pads on this one. But and then the other thing is, because the way I had to install in this frame, I'm going to make myself big here for a second. The way I had to install the flight controller in this frame, I got this positive terminal hanging out to the side now. I'm not too thrilled about that either.
Right.
So, but I think I've got some liquid electrical tape, and I think I'm just going to put a blob of gum over the top of that.
Cover it up so you don't
to diffuse that a little bit.
Run into it.
So, yeah. So if you're looking for a all-in-one flight controller for a lightweight build, this is not it. I should have gone with the Lumineer. Well, afterwards you're always smarter, right? So flies on FPV, hey Mikey. I see James Baraka, Yellow Rosa is here, Akiracho is here. Howdy, y'all.
My wife just got home. She had to tell me that she was going to ignore me later.
You feeling ignored?
Yeah, she's getting her nails done.
Well,
nail appointment.
But I tell you what, I mean, I had to turn everything, so I had to relocate the motors and adjust the spin and all that. That one really easy on this one.
Kai's bragging because I spent all weekend trying to do this and I still can't do it.
I wouldn't say bragging. I just had to get my little.
No, I got frustrated. I'm working with a pusher, and it's the first time I've ever worked with one. I've got one motor going the wrong direction. I probably need to go on to B Heli S to fix it. But after my third trip to down to the basement or down to the street to test it, and it finally flipped over, I'm like, yeah. 3 of the props are the right direction. Everything else
Joe is here.
Everything else is fine. And
we see the Air 3 air unit price drop to $179 on Amazon. Yes, I saw something.
Ooh, $179.
Yeah,
dang.
On Amazon.
That's a good price there.
And
they're just trying to get back at.
Don't hold your breath on that 04. Do not hold your breath on that 04. I mean, I'm not in the know as some people are, but if Mance Tech says, and he's got connections everywhere, and he knows all the key reviewers and all that. And if he hadn't heard anything about 04 yet, I tend to believe him because he's not one to bullshit about things like that.
Yeah, there's nothing. DJI's they can't even get the Neo out.
This may just be DJI having a bit of a fire sale and clearing out the inventory because of political issues in this country.
Right. DJI's got a lot of, they got some kind of snag going on right now. They pushed back their Neo drop and they're still thinking Friday we're going to get a video. We'll see if the 29th becomes the Friday, and then of course Monday, Tuesday, whenever but there's people flying.
We might see the announcement as early as tomorrow for the Neo, and then give it another week.
Yeah, you're guessing shipping,
but
right?
I mean, have we ever seen DJI drop something overnight without at least giving like a 1 week's notice on anything?
No, but something's up.
I don't think this is gonna.
They've got some problem going on, and there's just no way that everything's out of sync.
Yeah.
Usually the early releases, the picture drops and all that go kind of flow to the DJI release. Didn't happen. A week went by and they ran out of they're like, and finally I think they got word. Maybe that's my guess. You got the Hover Air came out though. I watched that. That was kind of eventful, but did you see anything?
Is the Hover Air out now, or are they still doing?
There was hands-on reviewer stuff that went on in San Francisco. people got a chance to see them work. They got to touch them. They got to fly them. And the most impressive video that I saw, which to me it's not as impressive as they made it sound. It's still a big deal. Is that I think it was Aldrin Nastasio. He basically had one follow him. He went up some stairs and down some stairs, so it can follow up, it can follow down. And but he didn't have any obstructions, so there were no trees. So yeah, so that was it. So, and what I'm hearing is it's like Skydio, like it's got a beacon. I'm like, where'd the beacon come from? It's got a controller that basically, I don't know if it's snapped together. Anyway, it was kind of a foldable controller device for the Hover Air we're talking about. The video specs are good, but we didn't really get any video spec tests. The video that I saw of it chasing Aldrin was not good. The video sucked. So that better not have been their finished product, because it was underexposed in the shadows. It didn't look good at all. It looked like, but I don't think that's accurate. I really don't. But the only company, there's only two companies I've seen make the 1/1.3 work, and that's Insta360 and DJI. They're the only ones that have taken that sensor and made it look really good.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's what I saw. That was Eddie Nunez was in there doing a review. Gabe Shakur did one. He gave some really good information.
Well, I saw something come across my feed earlier about the Hover Air, and it looked like it was still a fundraiser.
Right. It's not going to be released like a regular drone. It's Indiegogo, pre-release, give me your money. We'll ship it by October.
Why does Indiegogo sound familiar?
The other thing that's kind of concerning me is I heard a lot of people complaining today about duty fees, paying, and I was kind of hurried when I read it, but that didn't sound good at all. It was a lot of complaints. It was, but I'm not gonna pump it up yet here, but I just want to see if I can find some accurate. It was on X.
Yeah, no, this is the Indiegogo fundraiser still going on.
I'll see if I can find that other information.
They say they're in production.
Yeah, there's the Hover Air looks good. I mean, there's some neat things about it. It does sound like a freaking whiny turd in the air.
Yeah.
But
Small
they can
props, high KV.
Yeah, right. And DJI's got the same issue. And the other thing we heard from Jasper Ellens was that they were going to do the same thing that Hover Air is doing, meaning that they're going to have a vlog ability through the phone. So whatever, if I think your phone has to be active on the Fly app or something. Anyway, as it's following you, it will cut the noise out and pick up your voice pretty nice. And if anybody can make that happen, DJI can happen. Hover Air actually's audio was not bad at all. That Hover Air 1 prototype, I'm not bashing on them either. I want them to work. I want this, especially their high-end version, the Pro Max. It does have card slot. You can go up to a terabyte with the 4K. It's 6K video or it's 8K video, something like that. Remember, it's quad bear, so it's doubled.
Okay, now I know why. And Indiegogo is not the manufacturer. That's just the freaking website for the fundraising.
Right. Well,
there was this other guy in Britain working on a crowdfunding project like that Geeks Vaughn has been covering for years on. that he took in a bunch of money and nothing really ever happened with the product, and he wouldn't refund money unless you drag his butt to court. And that's why Indiegogo rang a bell with me.
So something about Canadian tax. That's what everybody's saying. That was the rant that I saw just recently. Yeah, so if you're from in Canada and you're getting it shipped into Canada, you're paying a huge duty on it. At least that's what they're worried about.
I mean, that's for Hover Air or for the Neo.
This is Hover Air now, back to Hover Air. But that's the last. This is a feed on that I've just been following. But I did get it. There's a lot of video if you want to see it fly, but there's enough. I think you can make some pretty good. But really, there's no. And I think, like you said, watch Gabe Shakur. He basically went to San Francisco, I believe, to see it fly and to get his hands on it. And he still has very limited. He knows specs and things like that, but he hasn't tested them out. That means that he hasn't flown it and looked at his own version of that. He hasn't tried to do his own grading of the color. But anyway, I'm not going to pick on it because it's got a pretty capable camera system. But once again, it's a follow me that does. I think it has 10 pre-programs on it. 10.
Well, I find it interesting how Scotty all of a sudden is doing all sorts of marketing around an event they're going to have in September with their stuff.
Yeah. James said they also have a show, and they had a show in New York. That's the one that Eddie Nunez was. Yeah, he took a picture holding one, that kind of thing. I'm not worried about like either of these reviews or these releases right now, because everything is so backed up. And then what happened to the Action 5? Where'd that go? Disappeared. That was supposed to be released the same. Like that was supposed to be released the 28th, which is tomorrow.
There it is on Amazon.
Wow. I could shove that back in here. Not going to fix it, but I actually think the Vista is the right size VTX for this frame, because they tried to hide it inside. You have to sandwich it between the flight controller and the, and the bottom plate, which comes out. It's kind of hokey pokey that way, but if you look at the camera, how the camera's now tucked away like it should be, well behind everything.
There, I'm dropping a link to this and into the chat.
Yeah, you can never. Yeah, I should probably grab one of those. You can never have. It's always nice to have that sitting around, because then you got a project you can dream up, and bang, you got something to throw it into. Hey, speaking of O3, don't I have something supposed to be coming in the mail? Where's my freaking Beta FPV package? I'm supposed to be getting a Pavo 20. I'm supposed to be getting a Pavo 20 in the mail. Forgot all about that thing.
Yeah, I'm just digging through my spare parts bins, and yeah, I've been busy building stuff. This was part of that project.
Yep, the Pavo 20 is still ready to ship.
Yep.
Yep, that's Beta FPV. So
I'm actually looking at the AOS 3.5-inch V5 frame for another project.
you also did, is that one website still going? That one that's selling all the big parts because of the military drones?
AliExpress is always going.
Oh, have you showed that ever on? Did you show that last Tuesday?
No,
The motors are like dirt cheap. I mean,
Yeah.
you can buy something that can haul an RPG grenade for under $300. Flight controller, freaking big, huge monster 950 kV motors.
Let's see.
They turning 10-inch props.
2807.
I mean, it's like that big thing that's behind me. That's how huge those props are. It's massive. And then
So
you
here
stick
we
a
go. Here's the
Yeah, right there.
motors. 2807 6S 1300 kV. Brushless motor.
$29
For a set of four.
for 4 motors. So if you want to make a 10-inch bird right now, if you want to make the big 10-inch,
Normally, well, this is not enough for a 10-inch bird, but normally a 2807 motor sells for about $30 a piece.
Yeah, those are cheap.
But keep in mind, these are one-time use only.
Exactly. One Direction.
These are meant for one-time use only. I don't think you're going to get any longevity out of it. But yeah, there's a video cruising around right now where the guy's building a 7-inch analog drone or quad for under $200.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's true. It's real. It's not bullshit.
Well, I mean, AliExpress, here's the Apex
$47 for the frame.
for a 7-inch frame. There's other 7-inch frames. Here's one for the Mark IV 7-inch frame, $22. Okay, it's a clone of the Mark IV.
There's a $193 air unit there, and then next to a $230 air unit.
Well, that's AliExpress is all over the map. What's their pricing?
Right. But yeah, you could.
Here.
The problem with that is
Mark
battery.
IV 7-inch, $16.
Yeah, you got to get a battery on that too. That I don't think there's any sales on the batteries.
Get a couple, get some old lithium ion batteries. You only need to get it from point A to point B. Yeah. You don't even have to worry about recharging that thing. You charge it once.
One time.
But yeah, figure $20 for a frame, $30 for a set of motors. That's $50. Analog VTX of some type, you get one for $30. Analog camera, about $10. Then you need an ESC or a flight controller, and he had one for like $50. Well, shit, here's a Speedy Bee, 50 amp for $49.25. Yeah, plant a ELRS, cheap ELRS receiver on it, and you're in business. So it's all the Ukrainian stuff. Philip Koshak, howdy feller. Bob Casey. I saw Bob in a couple of videos this weekend. Oh, there's a blast from the past.
Yeah, I just charged it. I hadn't messed with it. I was just kind of goofing with it, and I have a big old vlogging setup for it with a UV filter. It's great. This thing works nice. Just sound sucks ass. I mean, the audio is terrible because you can't. The adapter was always really crappy, but the video from here has been always great. No, you really don't have any stabilization. That was what the difference between this one and the 7. But yeah, it's stabilized a little bit. It's not great. But yeah, the
Well,
GoPro
flip the
6.
switch. Okay, Scott, you're gonna have to elaborate on that one.
Annoying camera.
He went
Blast from the past.
manual. Well, good for you, Bob. Manual it is. Full Acra. Send it. And East Coast is finally in the air with his Senate Queen. And here comes Johnny Drumflyer. Y'all watch out. So, and now I want to touch on another subject. Run cam. And we've talked about it yesterday. You and I talked about it briefly yesterday. But old Mr. Run Cam is apparently starting to sell or no, might even back the IPC, open IPC stuff. Let's see, where's their store? There's their store. So RunCam is selling some open IPC stuff. And that makes me wonder how much longer they're going to carry Vistas or anything DJI related for that matter. Because as we recall, CADX you had CADX and then you had WalkSnail. And, WalkSnail start selling this new system. And pretty soon I was found out CADX was behind it. And shortly thereafter, DJI yanked the contract for the Vistas from CADX. So I'm wondering how much longer is DJI going to tolerate RunCam selling the open IPC stuff? And there it is. Now, this is the VTX.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed to work with a tablet or computer for receiver at this point. I guess if you have a set of goggles with HDMI in, you could plug your goggles into the laptop and have the display on your goggles. Matt's Tech is doing some testing on it as far as latency and picture quality and what have you is concerned, but there is something happening. And open IPC is a crowd developed, it's an open source project. So does that mean, so if RunCam's gonna sell these, how much is DJI gonna tolerate them selling that and the Vistas? Or does RunCam already know that the Vista's going by the wayside? And Goggles 3 don't even support the Vistas anymore. So is RunCam getting away from the Vistas and going in open IBC, thinking it's going to be better for their business? I mean, it just, we don't know. It just has me wondering out loud. Because DJI, I don't think is going to tolerate that too much, that their vendor is selling their own stuff along their product. You know, DJI is going to do what DJI needs to do to protect their product. And
yeah, it's an interesting concept. It's different. It changes.
it is an interesting concept, and it's basically that's all it is right now. It's a concept,
right?
Because the Wi-Fi board is something that is readily available on AliExpress. All they did is throw 2 holes in there to put it on that standoff to have it with the other board.
They got a heat sink and a fan on it.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll have to see how this plays out. This is in its infancy. Don't think this is anything turnkey and ready to go at this point.
Like big selling features are latency, virtually none, and pretty good. We don't know about penetration, but I hear it's good. Signal penetration, kind of like, it's just like if you're running internet through your wall, it's the same.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how this plays out.
But it's a different setup. They're talking base stations where you have the transmitter, the Wi-Fi, the router, basically, that's sitting on something with a battery, and you're bouncing back and forth between that and your VTX, which is out and about. So you basically have 2 different systems going.
Well, I think this is part of the receiving equipment here.
Yeah, that's your old. I've got one sitting in my down in my down in the garage.
And the junk pile.
Yeah, with where it used to play. I used to have to plug that into my old laptop to get Wi-Fi. It wasn't built in, so you had to plug it into the A port.
Ben, to answer your question, no, I do not. I don't know if their vendors are exclusive or not, but Cat X1 was Voxnell and got booted on the quick, and then it got transferred to RunCam. Now RunCam is doing the open IPC, and question is DJI going to tolerate it or not? Or is the Vista just a thing of the past at this point? Given the fact that the new goggles, the Goggles 3, do not support Vistas. And we don't know if they even can make them compatible. So it's latency somewhat dependent on ground station in use. I do not know at this point.
Yeah, just whatever Mads Tech was, he was just talking about just how it compares to other systems from bench tests. Just sending.
Yeah. So there's some wild stuff happening here. So
at least it's different. I mean, that's totally unique, and that helps. Helps the hobby people that like to tinker.
Oh wait, Covaction is here. Chuck and Lori, howdy. What's for dinner tonight? Come on, lay it on us. What's for dinner at the Kovacian household this evening? Yeah, Matchstick does the autopsy so we don't have to do it. Yep.
I finally bought an 03 unit.
There you go.
Change your life. 103 at a time.
Well, anyhow, yeah,
Hey.
there's some food for thought on that whole RunCam open IPC thing as far as what are the facts on the Vistas and
Christmas is coming, man. Crap's got to start coming down. That's the thing. We are coming up on the busiest time for
yeah.
consumers. This stuff has to drop, and it's like pressure. It's just getting pent up. More and more stuff is just getting compressed with shorter and shorter time. And then bam, it's all going to explode. We're going to have so much crap out. There's not going to be enough reviews, or there's going to be so many reviews. People aren't going to be able to think. I can't. There's so many videos out. I can't keep up with it. There's a Action 5 video and Mavic 4 video, and we got an Air 3S that nobody's seen yet. Other than in pictures, we got a Neo that hasn't shown up, a Hover Air that's a concept that's coming out supposedly that a few people touched. It's crazy. Open IPC. Too many things. Come on, where's Insta360, man? It's their turn.
Well,
drop something big. X5. It is crazy. Crazy.
which one did you buy again? The GEP RC?
No, Beta FPV.
No, the 4-inch that you bought.
Oh, the 4-inch up there? Oh, that's the Domain. That's a great little bird. I could probably fly it with a lighter battery. That big black CNHL battery is too heavy. It needs a better, R-line, a little more compact. But that flies pretty hard, man. She flies hard. And she recovers great and dives and punches. It's a great little 4 inches, nice weight. 3 inches nice too, because it's lighter. You're flying with smaller batteries. Make 5 inches sweet.
Well, everybody's been saying even the Fly quads was 03 units, and it had the prices slashed quite a bit, but I don't see that.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, tell me about that one. I mean that little Pavo 20 that I bought, it's like $100. I mean, it's cheap. I got an extra frame. I got 2 batteries. I got all kinds of stuff with that. I'm gonna throw Kai 2's air unit in there, or I can throw a Vista in there. The Vista's, that's a quick switch. The Vista does nice, but I can't put a camera. I don't think I can mount a camera on there like this. I can mount the Go 3S on there. But we'll get that.
Chuck says nothing interesting dinner wise. Must have been Chuck's turn to cook. Honey, what do you want on your sandwich? And now he wants, well, who's going commando here and why? Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. 5 transmission, yeah. You know, men's underwear don't cost all that much anyway. It's the ladies' underwear that sets you back pretty penny. So anyway,
I'm ripping the props off this Pavo 25.
yeah, we're gonna have to. Well, you're gonna have to plug it into Beta Flight and share your screen, and we'll look at it and see.
I'm telling you, Beta Flight is telling me fibs, man. And ain't doing shit that I want to do.
I'm telling you, I told you, best thing to do is just wipe the freaking flight controller. Put the newest version of Beta Flight on at 4.5.1.
All right, I'll do that. I'm on board with that plan.
And then just configure it from scratch. Because you don't know what they did to program that.
Diatone, yeah, Diatone was who person who configured those.
But
the snazzier and the better. The snazzier the better.
Yeah, the Atlas didn't get a GPS for weight reasons because I couldn't get it in there. Was the weight. Well, maybe once I change out the camera, because that new camera is going to be a lot lighter than this one. What are you fussing about now?
I can't. Yeah, I'm trying to. Sucks. It's a freaking dark little hole that shit's in there.
Can't see?
There we go. I had looking in that freaking little hole there where the this is still that crappy, micro USB, Burp. Micro USB.
Well, yeah, the RC Pro is getting to be a boat anchor, though. I mean, if you have, I have it with my Air 2S, and I'm seriously considering selling that. Speaking of selling, if anybody's looking for Mario 5 frame and motors, get a hold of me. I'm not going to rebuild mine. I had a problem with the ESC. It burned up one of the motors. So I put a new motor on it, yanked that ESC out and dumped it. And so I've got frame and motors sitting right there if anybody wants to buy it. I got the Master 5 V2 frame, and that accommodates the Walksnail system a lot easier than the Mario 5 does.
Oh.
I suppose. I mean, I could buy the now heavily discount 03 and make it an 03 built.
Yeah, whatever. That would be smart, but we've completely abandoned that whole freaking program.
Well, I got the V2 goggles. V2 goggles still work with the O3.
Oh, you still do? I thought you sold those.
No, I still have that VTOL.
Oh, that's right.
As long as I have that VTOL, I gotta keep the goggles.
Well, then you're good, man.
But this weekend, it's time to take out this guy and see what life is like in the 4K world. Take my little Beetle. Take the Beetle out in the wild. Gotta even put a shiny new set of props on it. You breaking your fingers now or what? Looking forward for the, well, Mavic 4 has got to be an 8K drone. That's just all there is to it. Mavic 4 will be 8K. I mean, the Air 2S already have what, the 5 or 6K on it. Yeah, I think Mavic 4 will be 8K. Not 8K, 8K. Well, you don't need, well, man, nobody cares what you need. Okay. We're going to have 8K just because, and you will buy it because it is 8K. Do we really need 4K? 2.7 enough? Yeah, I'm thinking next generation. I mean, where else would they want to go with it? They already got 360 obstacle avoidance, so they can't go anywhere else with that. You know, where else do you want to go? You want more zoom? Yeah. They're gonna have this whole freaking honking camera module in the front. Looks like a giant ball. You know, and next thing you know, we all have predator drones at our fingertips.
Yeah, they have to do something special with that camera since it's a camera drone. So it'll be. Like I said, it will be a unique design, though. I mean, that is it is unique.
I know what the new drone is gonna have. 8K. It's gonna have anti-aircraft avoidance. And it has better target acquisition.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll be talking targeting system here pretty soon.
yeah. Like I said, there's been so much. There's been so much hype. I'm just tired. I'm tired of nothing actually transpiring.
You're not tired, you're just pissed. You're
I'm
ready.
tired.
You're ready to buy, and you better not buy anything till the stuff comes out that you really want, and it's not. That stuff ain't moving.
What I really want is a camera. I've been researching cameras like crazy. We're talking every
Yeah,
night.
I mean, it's been at least 3 months since you bought a camera.
We're talking big boy camera.
You haven't withdrawals yet?
Can't do it. Those damn things are so expensive.
Well, Sony's camera was on sale. It was like $300 off.
You can get one for about 16 to 1700.
Yeah, and then you still need the
You have to
optic.
buy a lens. Yeah, you have to buy a
Then
lens.
you still need the lens.
And there's so much you can. There's so many lenses. There's literally hundreds of lens combinations, but only some of them are good for that specific.
I tell you what, the Sony that I have here, that ZV-1F for webcam, it's the best freaking camera ever. I mean, a little bit overkill on for a webcam,
I
but
looked at the ZV-10. I looked at the ZV-1.
there's a ZV-1 Mark II now that actually has pretty decent zoom on it too.
Yeah, it's the ZV-1 Mark II. Yeah, it's got good reviews. Yeah, Adorama's got this camera's down to about $1,800. ZV-E1, that thing is like freaking. It's got in-body stabilization, full frame. It's freaking awesome for video. Just the video coming out of there is just killer. But the problem is the Pocket 3 is pretty damn good too. and I already own it. The Pocket 3 is it's kind of like I put the Pocket 2 up for sale because I finally just, all right, I can't look at it anymore. I got to get it out of here. And, I collected stuff from that thing forever. And I just goofed around with it for a little bit. And I mean, it's like night and day between the two cameras. The low light sensor on the 1-inch sensor on the Pocket 3 is just so good. And then I'm thinking like full frame. You're literally looking at a TV camera. It doesn't get better, but I'm not a camera channel. So, I would probably be in at about $2,400 if I just got the one lens that I really need that takes care of most of the things that I would do with it. That's a lot of money for just a camera, and I'll get nothing back from it, that I can't get from the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3's, I already took the Pocket 3 out in over 100 degrees. Yeah, ZV-1's good. There's no question about it. I researched all of them. I looked at them all.
This has a pretty decent sized lens on it.
They crop in quite a bit. The only thing that's bad about any of the fixed frame, the APC or APS, all these different lower level brands, is they crop in a lot. And that's the only thing. So if you vlog, for the crop doesn't matter. Like right now, you just if you're using it as a webcam, which is something that I would do, I would use the ZV-E1 as a webcam. I would have a mount for it.
Well,
I would change my
here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it looks great. It's a great camera. There's no question about it. Your low light is better than mine. If I didn't have these lights on that I have right now, it's like a totally different story. I mean, here, I'll show you real quick. This is the difference between Kai's channel and mine.
You just turn off your mic.
There it is. That's what my camera is going to look like. I had to tell Alexa to freaking shut off, but that's my low light right there. Now I've got sun coming in. Here we go. You see what I'm saying? Now I've got to hear me turn this off. This is front light. This is coming from there. That's and I'm getting reflections now from the room, but it's nothing like when I've got lighting. It's, Kai's got kind of a nice glow going. He's got some real glass, big sensor. It's 1 inch, right? In that camera. Yep. Yeah. Yep. And then his backlighting, he doesn't have to backlight. He can literally just put a tiny little light in front of him. I mean, this big, and he's got perfect lighting. And that's the difference between a really good camera and a Brio, which has got a, a teeny little sensor, So, and if I would put a ZVE1 in here, I could make this room dark and then take this little tiny, just two little tiny lights, and it would light up. It would just knock this out. But yeah, there's two cameras that I was looking at: the ZVE1 and the A7C2. The Sony A7C2. That's the other one. That's got a 33 megapixel image sensor, where the ZVE1 has a 12 megapixel image sensor for still frame. That's like a huge difference. So one is good for video and for photography, and the other one they both have the same AI inside of them. And the other one's made strictly for video, which is what I do. So I'm a photographer, but not much of one.
I like to remind everybody, if you can, hit that thumbs up, please. I would appreciate it. He's talking to his lighting.
Yeah, all the shadows are gone now, except for that one little thing. See that? That's freaking sunlight hitting my face right there. Look at that little freaking thing.
Yeah. Start putting a little duct tape on the holes on
my nose now.
Hey, Rudolph.
That is so annoying. What the hell? How do I get rid of that? Now it's bugging me. Now I'm screwed. Now I got this freaking little tiny.
Well, that's a little holes in the mini blinds.
Hey, there we go. It's still there. It's I'm screwed. There, it's in my nose now. I can't get away from the light dot. But anyway, yeah, there's the huge advantage. I could get rid of the studio lights, except for I could put a tiny one on top of the monitor. It would be so much different.
I used to just have a tiny light on top of that camera, but then that light started going berserk, and I eventually had to ditch it.
The other thing you do is you backlight, and by backlighting, it sets the white balance. That's why you want to put the blue lights in the back. It just completely, if you can see the camera works better with the backlighting, and then you've got that nice soft front lighting. But like I said, a great camera, different story.
Ben, it's that laser pointer you were talking about.
I was going to light up my light.
Howie is here. Howdy, fella. Yeah, so we have some deals going on the 03 units.
Yeah, grab one for 170. It's a great deal. I got enough quads right now. I had enough problems.
Well, I was digging through my pile of spare parts, and I found a flight controller and some motors, and then the Beta FPV 85 frame. So I might just build a little 2S.
Well, I got motors that for maybe a 3.5 inch. Take the Pavo 25 motors, which I took off. Take them off the burnt out all-in-one. Get some, like I told you, get some, I'd have to extend the wires because they're too short right now. And put them on a 3.5 inch whoop and take that Vista off of it, off the long range.
I wouldn't use those motors on the 3.5 inch whoop.
Too small?
Yeah, they're a little light for for the
What would I
weight.
go up to?
I would build like a 3.5-inch ultralight of some type with that.
Just keep the weight down for sure. Just a 4. I want 6S in that though. That's gonna have to be 6S. Yeah, so I can't use those motor. Yeah, 3.5. I want 6S. 6S is minimum. You have to have it, otherwise you can't punch out of stuff.
Oh, I got that fly fish 3.5-inch frame laying here. I can send that to you.
The fly fish.
That's an
Is that
X
a-
frame, but
Is it? But is it a Is it a whoop frame? Does it have a?
no, it's not a wood frame.
Oh, that's just just a straight 3.5.
Just a little guy.
Now I was thinking about. I wanted a whoop frame, Cinewhoop. Not because they're popular, but so I can save props and hit stuff. That's my philosophy now. Is I want to hit stuff. As far as weight is concerned, then that's not going to be one of those.
But I mean, what kV are those motors? They got to be 6,000 kV motors.
Yeah, and they would fly the 3.5, no problem. But not
for
6S.
6S. They will not fly 6S. Not at 6,000 kV. They freaking disintegrate.
Yeah, they'd explode. They would fry into little because those were meant for a 4S frame. That's what this was. And they punched out, man. I'll tell you, my first punch out on that, it went, and then I forget what happened. I just fell out of the sky. I can't remember what I did. But
now they're 4,200 kV, 1506, 4,200 kV.
Probably cut a wire or something. Who knows?
And they are
Pavo Pico walk snail on carbon
4S.
fiber. Did not
So,
come in a kit. Had 3D print one. Well, we need to, it's Hobby Howie. We need to, I need to up, you know what? Here's another thing I might be able to do I was talking to a kid today at my work about it because he was looking at the 3D printer I got at school. And it just reminded me, maybe I should, instead of buying this really expensive camera, maybe I should buy a bamboo printer so I can print frames.
why would you want to print frames?
Stupid. To build build it with that new carbon fiber freaking stuff that they got, that new PTG with freaking fiber reinforced in it.
Here's your frame for your motors.
Yeah, that's a good frame. That's the that's Skep RC's frame, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, CT25. Yeah, I can rebuild that. That's the other option, Kai. Throw the Vista in it, build another 25, put those motors in it, get a new all-in-one, and then I can, that's for a 03, but I could put an 03 in it too.
Built that as a 4S. I mean, what's those motors? You can't go over 4S. 5 on a good day, but you ain't gonna put those motors on 6S. That's not happening.
I want to get really good at flying this size because they're nice and small, and the battery, you can rip through, 3 or 4 batteries. You can practice your flying with them. You can run into stuff. You don't have to be so careful like you have to, with my, with the diatone 3-inch, I mean, you can run into anything and, you chop it up. But light. Yeah, I was impressed with how that flew. I think Rimsler flew one of those, Gep RC. And then you've got the little spot down there for the.
Yeah, you can drop either a Vista or a O3 unit on there.
O3 in there. That one I'd probably O3. For 170, 180 bucks, or I can pull the Vista out of the long range and Kai 2's got, I've got an extra O3 in there. Does that come in a power unit with motors and everything? No, I don't want that. I'm going to use my motors that I got because they'll fit on that.
The motors that you got, you need to get them.
Just desolder the motors off what I got, and
yeah,
that'd be the night. Then they'd fit perfect on there. That's already set up.
You need a good flight controller, all in one. Here we go. This one right here, Gep RC Taker G4,
35 amp, A10. There we go. That's a good price. That's a good price on that. Got some big pads there. That's not too bad. Like how they.
I actually soldered that in for somebody else, and that was actually easy to solder flight control. And this is a 4S flight controller, so you only have 4S motors.
Right. No, it'd be good. It would be nice. It would complete that.
Yeah.
So that 25 would be running on its proper motors. I got plenty of props. I got like 5 sets of props for that. I got tons of props.
Always put one of those in that cart.
And I've already got a receiver, so I can use the receiver that I got. I got an LRS receiver. The LRS receiver's ready to go. The light. And that'll take that. I can mount that. That's already got a mounting.
So it's $100.
$100. Yeah. I got the motors and I've got the receiver. Done. And that's a good frame. It's good shock absorbing frame.
Good soft mounted camera on it.
That's probably going to happen.
So
then I'd have two working Cinewhoops of about. I actually have 3 because the one that's coming, I got a little 20. Maybe I'll throw the Vista in the 20, and then I'll throw the air unit in the 25. And both Vistas will be out of birds that I don't fly.
Scott is saying you can build the VTOL they saw at Mightfield this weekend. Did you see that?
What VTOL is it?
It was one that you sat in.
Oh, they had a real one.
Yeah.
Wonder whose that was.
Some guy out of Alabama, if memory serves me right.
He built one, huh? Death Machine.
Let's see if I can find that on the quick.
Shock absorbing frame. Yeah, exactly.
Here we go.
I got to get this one back in order. Well, like I said, I'll flash it maybe tonight or something.
There it is.
Oh my God. Did people actually get in there? Or is
Yeah,
that
somebody actually sat in there and flew that thing.
oh my Lord. That is crazy. And somebody's flying another drone next to it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And there's birds. Oh my Lord, that is so dangerous around there. God, that's oh my Lord. Wow, that's looking pretty. He's doing that's amazing over there. He's got some new stuff he's put up.
Yeah, he's putting stuff up all the time.
It looks like that looks like an alien. That looks fake. It looks like that looks like a real UFO. If you had the right lighting on that, and of course somebody's there, somebody that is so dangerous, that person that's around it. All you do is hit one prop. I'm sure it's got redundancy, but 8 props.
Yeah.
That is so UFO like, especially by all the other stuff. It's like something you'd see in Texas. Ken said he wouldn't ride it.
Yeah, how about that? Sunrise. Howdy, feller. Yeah, Sunrise and Kelly both went up there.
They road tripped it over there.
Yep.
It's Oklahoma, right?
No,
No,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Oh, it is in Tennessee.
Brownsville, Tennessee.
Brownsville,
About an hour outside of Memphis. And they had a bunch of issues getting that thing off the ground, but eventually they got it. So
They trailered that thing over.
yep.
Oh my Lord. It is such a contraption. Got a sliding canopy.
Yeah, it gotta be getting hot in that thing.
Yeah. Just from body temperature. God. I don't know if I'd want the canopy sliding forward. I think I'd want it sliding backwards so I can eject it. But you'd really know where to put it because you've got oh, yeah, that's somebody living their best life, man. I'm gonna build me a freaking giant quadcopter I can fly in. The electronics are not that complicated. We already know that. My problem would be getting the motors go the right direction.
Yeah, I will copy that and the video into the chat. So anybody wants to watch it.
That's impressive. If to see that in person, it would be very impressive. That'd have been worth the price of admission right there, just to see that. I haven't seen Ken Heron's show in probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, maybe. I don't know, 6 months.
Well, I mean, it's experimental and experimental ultralight. That's no different from the thing that Chase is doing.
Yeah, it's it's an experiment. 28 to 60.
And Sunrise got to fly in it.
Helicopters are different. Yeah. All righty, man.
All right. Well, it's about your taco time.
Yeah, I'm not doing tacos. I gotta go get food.
You gotta get food.
I'm on my own. Yeah, I'm on my own. On my own. My wife's getting her nails done. I'm on my own, so I'm gonna run down the street.
You get your Thai food.
Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
don't know what I'm gonna eat yet, but I'm sure I'll round up something. Yep. Yeah, that's it for the night. We'll see y'all next week, same time, same place. And if you haven't watched Dad's mobility scooter video yet, there's your homework.
The beta flight that I'm running is 4.4.1. So you know.
Yep.
That's what's on the little
now
the munchkin.
The newest is now 4.5.1.
Yeah.
So we'll burn that onto the newest. If you want, here in a little bit, we can set up another.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I'll bug you later. I can go grab some food and.
Yeah, you grab some food and we'll fix you up here.
See if we can get her done. See what I did. My question is always, what did I screw up and why can't? Why? Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what I've got going on that's different.
Oh, there's Michael, Texas Strong guy.
But something is definitely it's level.
And there's Lloyd, our grumpy vlogger. Showed up in the beginning and right at the end. I hope you had a good nap there, Lloyd. So, but yeah, it's time to wrap it up. We're both hungry. It's been a day. So,
time to eat.
Any more words of wisdom from Dad?
Nope. Just patience. We just got to be patient. We got a lot of fun. This is going to be a really interesting year. I mean, everything's backlogged. I think I've said this like 5 times, and it just keeps getting further and further back. It would be cool to know if there was an 04, but guys, 03 is so good. The only thing wrong with 03 is the gyro and the camera, the shaking. That sucks. Yeah, if you don't mount your camera perfect, that's its weak point. And that's what would be nice to be fixed. As far as everything else in 03, I love it.
All right, Lloyd, and enjoy your barbecue.
We love 03.
So
we love it. Ooh.
All right, it's time to go.
I know, especially when you're doing that kind of crap.
Hit that thumbs up on the way out, please. I appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next week. Until then, goodbye.
Later, guys. Bye-bye.